see an athlete go through a bit of a slump? You know, it doesn't matter the sport, but you ever see someone like Mike Trout go into a hitting slump? Or Messi can't score a goal for a few games, Drew Brees doesn't pass for 200 yards a few games in a row, or like Durant shooting 10% from behind the arc and the YouTube order can't fuck himself right. Then when you finally see them break their slump, like 3 hits in a game, a goal on their first shot, 5 3-pointers, you're like, that's what I expect from them. That's the exact feeling of seeing the Whisper of the Worm quest from Bungie, and this year-long slump shows they might finally be starting to turn the corner. Now, the Whisper doesn't fix the game, because the shit has way too many issues to just fix it with just one gun, but they finally added something that shows they might be on the right path. Now, the quest itself was done correct top to bottom. I'm going to tell you right the fuck now, calling it the Whisper of the Worm feels weird. This is the Black Spindle. Essentially, the gun will always be known as the Black Spindle. To call it something else just doesn't do it justice. So I'm probably going to say the Spindle so many times in this video simply because that's what I know this motherfucker as. But either way, it's hands down probably the single best piece of content Bungie has added to Destiny 2. And there isn't a single complaint about what they did to get it. Now, obviously, the Eververse ornament is the only knock that you have against this motherfucker, but that's going to eventually drop for normal for people once they get the Forsaken DLC. So yes, you can buy an ornament for it now for a couple bucks, or you buy the DLC and then you get it for free during the DLC, just during a normal drop or whatever the fuck it is. But other than that, they absolutely nailed this one, and it shows what Destiny could be once they get their shit together. Now, obviously, this is not a guide on how to get the gun. There are other channels already spamming that shit out there with their clickbait shit for views. What you see in the background is actually my first run with 2 LFG guys who I spent 6 fucking hours of my life with. Yes, 6 hours, because this really was a time commitment to get this shit right. Now, if you travel back in time all the way to Destiny 1 when we had the Taken King, the Black Spindle launched out of a daily mission. It became one of those surprises that you just weren't expecting. And then when people found out about this, the community scrambled to get that shit from the game, and it was a hard as fuck challenge. Killing that boss took a shitload of time, and just getting to him with all the enemies before the timer was a pain in the ass. But this new mission puts all of that shit to shame after you wait for the right public event. And yes, you will be waiting. And waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. You eventually unlock a portal to that 20-minute time mission, and then it's time to put your running shoes on. You do a ridiculous jumping puzzle, and the best part is about this puzzle, it's not a reused area. While it's possible this has been in the game for the longest time without us actually knowing about it, at no point has it ever been used. To me, it's a new area. It's not us running through the daily story mission like in Destiny 1 all the way to get to Taniks's room again, or running a strike area backwards like they always fucking do. It's new area, all new geometry, and it hasn't been in the game up to this point. Now, you get to the bosses, and then you have 3 of the most annoying bosses from Destiny 1 waiting for you, and they have all been turned into a taken version of themselves. Urzok the Hated was the knight that you had to fight in the Skywatch for the Urn of Sacrifice mission, and he was the dickhead that only showed up during the Warsat public event. You had this shit ton of health that you had to get through, and he was a pain in the ass for all those under-leveled players. Then you have Drevis, who was one of the wolves that you had to hunt down during the Hounds of Wolves DLC when you collected the bounties to kill the motherfuckers. Y'all remember that shit? Good, of course you do. She was the Baroness in the Forgotten Shore that was sometimes glitched into having more XP than she should have had, and then she would go in the cave and she'd become unfucking killable. Oh my god, eventually Bungie patched that shit. But she was another Randall the Vandal and took fucking forever to kill when that glitch actually occurred. So it was funny that they actually brought this one back, because that glitch didn't last long. I think it only lasted for 2 weeks and they fixed it, but man, she was a pain in the ass. Finally, we have the one asshole that everyone remembers, Valis Ta'arik, or as everyone liked to call him, Rockets McDickface. Well, now he's a Taken Valis, and oddly enough, out of all the bosses that you have to fight in the final room, he's probably the easiest one to beat this time around. But essentially, Bungie took the 3 tankiest bosses that we had in the game from Destiny 1, we added them here into a Taken version, which is a pretty damn cool callback when you look at it from this perspective. Now, once you beat them, you unlock the heroic mission of this event, and you're not done from there. You then have to run the heroic mission to get the catalyst for the Whisper, and then after you get the catalyst, you can unlock 5 chests in the area that give you credit towards the weapon becoming Masterworks. Once you unlock the 5 chests, then you have a final puzzle, which is really fucking cool. And that's the oracles that we saw so many times in the Vault of Glass. Now, speaking of the Vault of Glass, another added Destiny 1 Easter egg was that they put the Vex portal on the solo platform that allows you to see into the old Vault of Glass. It's the platform that was all the way at the end of the vault jumping puzzle, you know, the one that people fall through the fucking floors. Oh man, that shit was one of the most fun fucking things they had in Destiny 1, but essentially, for people that got there, they realized there really wasn't anything there. And then once you were there was nothing to do there other than wipe and have to do the shit all over again. A lot of people thought that there might be a missing chest, the 7th chest, there might be an extra secret that we just don't know about. Whatever it was, it felt like the Vault of Glass was pushed out, that part wasn't completed, and then eventually down the road, they created a mission where we actually got to that platform. But essentially, here in this game, we get a view into the Vex portal as if we're standing on that platform. It is a pretty cool moment when you know how long it took people to get to that part of the Vault of Glass. So when you finally decide to solve the Oracle puzzle, you get a ship. In Destiny 1, when you beat the Black Spindle mission, there was also a chance at the ship dropping at the boss as well. So this kind of falls in line with what that mission had. Instead, this time we get a puzzle as opposed to it just being a drop from killing the boss. Now, after all of that, just for the mission, the gun itself is fucking amazing. It has the original white nail perk that the Black Hammer had from Crota's End. It has the highest impact of any sniper in the game, and by far, one of the best rewards that we've ever gotten. I don't think it's going to do as much DPS in the short term as the Icolo shotgun, but if you land all your headshots, it will undoubtedly be the most powerful weapon over a longer period of time because you can generate ammo constantly for that gun. The shotgun is going to do a whole lot of damage up close very quickly. The Spindle or the Whisper of the Worm, if you land your headshots, my god, the damage you could do with this motherfucker is going to be amazing. So when you look overall at what Bungie just rolled out, they rolled out a very secret mission that only just unlocked this week. You get the amazing Whisper of the Worm Black Spindle weapon all the way at the end of it. You have to run it again in order to get the Masterwork and the Catalyst for it, and you get the Oracle puzzle that shows us back to the Vault of Glass. This is excellent. This shows what Bungie could do with the game. Now, I don't expect this kind of content every single week, every single month from them, but it shows when they're on top of their game, they really know what they're doing. It also shows that if you wanted to roll something out in a cool way, you could still do so in this game. Now, I'm realistic. I know they're not going to do this every single week and every single month, but if you had to do something like this, why not do something like this like every 2 months, every 3 months? Maybe 4 cool guns over the course of the year where we have these secret missions that take up a whole month of your time to get it, whatever the case is. This is an excellent way to do something like this. We had the Polaris Lance exotic quest earlier, but that was easy. Basically, you just had to go to Annabray and keep coming back every week. This was a secret mission, and it was a challenging mission, and those who got the gun at the end were rewarded with something excellent. I think this could be rolled out on a future basis. I think things like this should be part of the game. Things like this should be part of the Lost Sectors. This was essentially one of the coolest features that we had in the game. And I gotta praise Bungie. I really think they nailed this one out the park. This was an absolute home run when you look at exactly what they offered, how to get it, and the challenge that it took you to get there. So kudos, Bungie. You finally got people off your ass for at least 1 week out of the year. Now turn around and add some more content like this. So as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Got him. There we go. Very nice. Down. My heart hurts.